Hey, what's going on? Hey, you have Mr. Law Jones signing on with you this afternoon here with a brand new video. Hope all is well with you. Hope you're staying safe. If you haven't done so already, ladies and gents, just take a couple seconds and subscribe to the channel, click like or whatever, man. I really appreciate it. Gained about 2 or 3 new subscribers. I really appreciate the support. Thank you very much. Today, what I'm doing to the Azera here, I really don't have too many issues with this car. It's actually been a really good car. Bought the car brand new in 14. It's got about 111,000 miles on it. And just show you how times have changed with the way they build cars now. So I have an airbag light on in my car. So it's been on for a little bit. So I got an upcoming inspection going on with it. So I need to go ahead and go ahead and get that addressed. So I won't have no issues with the with inspection and stuff, where it could possibly fail. So so some of the tools I'm gonna be using today with this here. So what I had to do, I did an unboxing the other day regarding this Foxwell NT630 Plus. Before I was able to use it, because I did a Clockspring on my 98 Suburban just a couple days ago. Light is off, so everything's fine with that truck. So what I had to do before I was able to use the scanner here, I had to update it first. And so when you get one of these scanners here, you have to go online. If you have an Apple product, it really won't work too well with this here. It actually worked with my HP product better than it did with the Apple, unfortunately. So so like I said, if you don't have a HP or HP computer or something like this here, just like I said, if you're into this type of stuff with scanners and doing automotive stuff, just know that the Apple product may not work, may or may not work. It just depends on what you doing. So once I got it updated, it was actually good to go. The only hardest part about this update was that I had it did every vehicle on there. Every entire thing from Bentley, Audi, Mercedes, not a problem. The only 2 biggest ones I had the biggest issue with, as far as trying to update, was BMW and Volkswagen. They were among the hardest. Kept crashing. It took me a couple times to do it, but I did get it done. So so it was able to update finally. So it took probably about a good hour, maybe hour and a half or so, but I did get it done. So I had to get this scanner here because this one here, it does read ABS codes and it reads airbag codes, so they're going to be different from your OBD2. So OBD2 scanner not going to work as I have right here. So this is the Alltel one here. I bought this a couple years ago through like Black Friday or something that Amazon had going on, and I paid like about 40 bucks or somewhere like that, maybe a hair under that. It was no more than 40. It's been a great scanner. It's just really good if you don't need any airbag stuff. If you don't have any airbag or ABS stuff, you just need like a basic, pretty decent scanner. This is pretty good. I will put a link down below the description of this video here, along with the Foxwell one that I did the other day when I did the unboxing. But some of the tools that I'm going to be using today, because I got to take the airbag off. Some of the tools I'm going to be using today is I got this combo wrench set here, so which I'm gonna need a 10 millimeter, because I got to disconnect power off of this, because when you're working with any electrical, you definitely want to disconnect your power. So I'm going to be using this 10 millimeter here to disconnect the negative terminal off the car. Got like a little Sharpie right here, just in case if I had to mark the steering wheel, in case we don't have like a most steering wheels, when you take them off the cars, usually they have like a little, like a slot where it's supposed to go in, where it centers itself at. But some vehicles may not have it, so I'm just getting this just in case. I'm going to be using, I got a couple flat blade screwdrivers, Flathead. So I got a smaller one, and then I have a larger one right here. So I'm going to be using that, and I'm going to be using a couple Phillips right here. I got a small one right here, and then I have just kind of like a little standard size, just Phillips. Got a 5 millimeter Allen key. I'm going to be utilizing this here. This car does have captive nuts on it, so which meaning that you just unloosen them so far, you don't have to take the nuts all the way off. So I saw a gentleman who did this recently on his 2013 Hyundai Azera, and it was a very, very good video. So I just figured, like, hey, I'll just add to it. Like say, ain't compete with nobody, but like say, if it can help out somebody who wants to do this stuff here, because I got quoted at the dealer to do this project, and they wanted like $420. Not that I have an issue with paying it, But you know what, I'm pretty mechanically inclined, so I said, you know what, I could do it myself and save that money. And also too, so what I'm going to be using as well too, I got my little DeWalt right here, so you know, I got some hand tools too, so if I can make it a little bit quicker, save a few minutes, I'll do it that way. It does take a 22 millimeter to get the steering wheel off, so you got to take the nut off of there, so I'm going to be using that today. According to the last video I saw on the gentleman who did it, I'm probably going to, you know, tag his name to it. Hopefully you don't have a problem with it, but like I said, yeah, he didn't have to use the steering wheel puller. The steering wheel literally came right off. And lastly, and not last but not least, is the airbag Clockspring. So I know you're saying like, okay, why does it have a Kia name on here? So what happened was, when I called the dealer, and you know, just to make sure, and when I got it confirmed that it was this part number right here, so I'll definitely put that in the description below the video as well too. What's interesting is a lot of people who know about these type of cars right here, Kia, Hyundai, Genesis Motors, you know, they're under the same umbrella. So and you know, one of the things that I had to make sure of, because this car here, you know, they had like 2 or 3 different versions of this Clockspring right here. So so what I had to do was, I had to call, they asked for the last 8 digits of the VIN, so I had provided that, and so it came up with this number right here. So what's crazy is this here, when you're looking for parts and stuff, if you know, kind of like a DIY type of person, which if you're a lady or a guy who does this type of stuff here, you know, trying to save a few dollars, just do your research, just look for your parts and stuff, take your time, don't get impatient, anything like that, when you're looking for this stuff. Because when I looked this up here, and what's crazy was, Hyundai had the same exact part number. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just a up cost or whatever it is. You know, maybe Kia is supposed to be the lower brand and Hyundai is supposed to be a little bit higher, and then of course Genesis Motors is the highest. So what was very interesting was, like, one of the dealers and stuff, a couple dealers I called around, because I called about 3 or 4, and the only reason I did that because I wanted to confirm 100% that, hey, guess what, this is going to be the right part number here for this vehicle. So hopefully they're right. We'll find out once I take the steering wheel off. So what I did was, I ended up finding this online here, because the dealers for this same exact part number right here, I was getting quoted as much as like $233 for this one little part right here. I'm gonna unbox it open so you can take a look at it. And when I found it online, it was the same part number, and of course you see where it says Kia Genuine Parts right here. So what I did was, and when I pulled it up, that part number, I found the same part online for like $82. So it's like, yeah, it's kind of like sticker shock, right? So so yeah, I bought this part, couldn't get it fast enough. So what I'm gonna do is, this here, I like this box right here, so I didn't have to tear it open in case this happened to be the wrong thing, and I want to install it if it's gonna be the wrong one. That way I can just send it right back. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna open it up from the bottom right here, which is a really good box to do this with here, so you don't have to break the label or anything to break the seal. Because usually, like with electrical parts, you know, most of the time, out of about 9 times, almost 10 times out of 10, they won't take any electrical parts back. So so hopefully if this happened, hopefully this is not the wrong part for this car here. I mean, I did call, like I said, a few dealers just to confirm that it will be right. So this is the airbag Clockspring. This is what I'm going to be replacing today here. And I know it says on here, if you look at it, it says, like, you know, you need to turn it a full right, 1 time to the right. But I guess if you're centering this here, you will have to do that. And then you turn to the left like 2.9 turns, almost 3 turns on here. But if you see this little lock right here at the top right there, this is already centered already, so I won't have to do that. Well, so I think this is going to kind of save me a little time right here, where I won't have to like turn it to the right and then turn it to the left, almost full turn, you know, lock it up almost to center it. So, which is very good. So I really like this here. So we're going to see how that works out as I get ready to do the install. So we'll go ahead and wrap this up and put this in the back here. And let me also show you real quick here too. Sorry about the camera around here moving. So let me put that back here. Sit that on my other car. And so we're going to use here, just show you the code, what I got in here. Let me pull this scanner out here. So I'm pull this out and get the sleeve down off of it. All right, so we're going to go to the car. So what I got to do is Get this open here real quick. So as you see, that's the scanner right here, as I showed the other day with the unboxing video of it. And let's go through the steps here. Let me put this together here. I'm gonna sit the camera down real quick here so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Alright, so this is the scanner right here, what I'm doing. This is part of the plug, the cord system that goes with this here. And then of course you see the OBD2 port right here, which is pretty much standard on vehicles that was made like 1996 and after. So let's get this off here, get the wire ties off. Okay, so I'm back here. So let me so you see right here, I got to take sorry, my hand in the way. So I had to take this cover off right here. So I took that off, and if you see like right down there, that's the OBD2 port for this car here. So just like a little beauty cover that they put on there. So I'm gonna plug this up in here. Okay, so that's plugged in as you see it right here. And then I'm gonna turn it to on. I'm not gonna start it. So this just power it up. Cut my radio down. Okay, so as you see right here, if you look right there at the instrument cluster right here, you see the airbag light is on. So that's not supposed to be on at all. So if I go ahead and start the car, so if I start the car right now, as I start the car, see the airbag light is still on. It's not supposed to be on. This light should have been off already. So so that's what we're going to be fixing today. So let me go ahead and shut it off. I'm just going to put it back on to on but not starting. So of course, go through a system check and all that stuff that it does. And so I'm going right here. I'm going to be going down to where it says ABS airbag. So I'm going to select it and just hit enter. And then it says, so you have different groups of the vehicles out here. So you have America, Asia, China, and Europe. So Europe is for the for like Mercedes-Benz, BMWs, and so forth. So this fall under this Asia. So it's loading data. Let me see, I'm trying to get it closed so I don't blur out anything. So I'm going to Hyundai right here. Now on this here, what I call with the Foxwell though, is I kind of play with this here a little bit, and that has a smart VIN feature on here. So what it does, so if you click on this here, it'll pull up your exact VIN of your vehicle right here. So which I do like that little feature that they offer. So as you see right here, it pull up Azera, HG, which is an HG platform, and Grandeur. So Grandeur, they use that name over in South Korea. Then over like anything outside of South Korea, they use the Azera name. They use it in some other countries besides North America as well too, just a FYI. And if you're not aware of this too, the Azera actually had a platform made as well too. It was called the Kia Cadenza. They just stopped making that car this year. It was just kind of suffered the same fate as the Azeras here. When they the Azera that was made in 2 generations here, it started in 06. And then in 2012 they redesigned it, and then this is last gen is what I have here. So so what I'm doing right here, so it's pulling up the motor, 3.3 liter, so it's GDI, and it pull up the VIN right there as you see it, and then it's asking me to confirm it. And then so it has airbag, so we're gonna click on that. So I'll pull up airbag event 1, and then we're gonna read the codes. And see right there, so it's B1346. So it's actually an active code right here. So it's saying driver airbag resistance too high, first stage. Okay, so that's one of the codes right here. And then I don't want to clear the code out right now. So you can actually do like live data on here too. So if you want to read like the ohms and stuff on it, I'll see where it's supposed to be at. I think if you turn the wheel a little bit, it'll show that up. So it's showing current data. So let's see what happens then if I do it that way. Let's see. I can select all of them. You can do the buckle switch status. So it has a bunch of stuff on here to test out the whole system, which is good. So so I won't go into its entirety with that, but at least I know that you can do a whole full scan of the airbag systems in your vehicle. So let's back out. There we go. And then also has a special functions feature down here. Okay, so that don't really do anything right there. Okay, so we can back out. And then if I go to airbag event number 2, it'll pull up the same code. So it's gonna read that code. Yeah, I apologize for the noise. I got the landscapers out here. They're cutting grass and stuff, so they have the leaf blowers and stuff going on right now. So I'm sorry if you can't really hear me that well right now. So it pulled up the same exact code. So 1346, B1346, excuse me. So it pulled that one up right there. So it's the same code, but yeah, when I got ready to look online and confirmed it, it was definitely an airbag Clockspring. So that's kind of a common part that's going out on these vehicles here. So this body style is made from 2012 to 2017. So I know this, and you know it's so crazy because I just replaced that Clockspring on my 98 Suburban, and that was the original Clockspring with that vehicle. So keep in mind that that truck is 23 years old and the Clockspring finally went out, and this car here is under 10 years old, and you know, and the airbag Clockspring going out. So, but anyway, I just want to kind of show you a little bit features on what I'm going to be doing. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna pause this camera here. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna go ahead, I need to get the battery disconnected on here because like I said, I'm gonna be working with electric, so you know, electrical stuff. So I'm gonna grab my 10mm real quick, and we'll go ahead and get started. So let's grab this here. Get to the front of the car real fast. All right, so what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna disconnect this negative terminal right here. So this is what I'm doing right here. So this is the reason for the 10mm right here. So you can just take this negative off, just turn it just a little bit here. You ain't gotta take it all the way off. You just want to just loose enough where you can go ahead and take this off. So just take it off and just put it down here where it's not going to ground on anything. And so I got that disconnected. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started real quick. And what I got to do is, like I said, I got to take that steering wheel off right here. So I got to take this off here to access towards the airbag. So this is part of the airbag here, and of course the steering wheel has to come off as well too. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna go ahead and start on it and get it going, and I'll be back with another update. Okay, so I'm back. All right, so I'm gonna try to zoom in on this here if I can. Okay, so you see where that nut is right there? So that's a 5mm, excuse me, 5mm Allen key right there. So it's one on each side right there. I got to take those two off, and like I said, those are captive. And like I said, I think it's another couple screws I need to take off down here too. So I think it takes a Phillips down here. I just need to get that off. And then that should come right up off of here. So so I just want to show that real quick. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this off, and I'll be back with another update. All right, okay, so I'm back again. All right, so I got the airbag off of here. Man, that was really quick. Okay, that was quicker than my truck was. So like I said, yeah, I took those 5mm those Allen heads off of there, and like I said, you got a thread right here. And you got one over here on the opposite side over there. So yeah, this is really quick. So and then like I said, of course you have your connections right here. So I got to take these off here real quick here. So that's where the flat blade screwdriver, you know, there's something they didn't call Phillips, that's for damn sure. So yeah, so it's a flat blade, you know, just standard screwdriver. So yeah, I'm gonna get these two off here, these two plugs off of here, and then I got those connections right here that got to come off of here. And then like I said, yeah, down here, that's what I'm gonna be taking off right there. So it look like it's already have a mark right here where that steering wheel is supposed to go, which is good. So hopefully they'll come off hopefully they're, you know, going real easy. And then like I said, I got to take a sleeve. Then I have to get the steering wheel off. I got to take the sleeve off of here too. So this stuff in the back here, I just got to take that off as well too. So that way give me clearance to the airbag Clockspring. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all the stuff off here real quick here, and I will update you on the next one. I'll be right back. Okay, all right, so I'm back real quick here. So I had to get my had to get a flathead screwdriver here, or some people call it a flat blade. So I have a thing of doing it myself too, because everybody don't really call it flathead. So they be like, hey, can you give me a flat blade screwdriver? Like, oh, who? And be like, yeah, you mean the oh yeah, you mean the flathead? I'm like, yeah. I was like, yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about. So, but anyway, got this off here. So yeah, I'm just using the using standard screwdriver here, just popping these little orange clips up just a little bit here. As soon as I get that one up right here. There you go. So that's all you're doing right there. So once you get these up here, take your flathead, just prod it up just a little bit, and this should just come right off with ease right here, just like that. So there's one, and you got another one right here, and two. So you're gonna have so you're gonna kind of have like a light blue, powder blue one, and you're gonna have a yellow one right here. And so you had this little retainer right here. Just take the little wiring harness off of this here, and then just sit that to the side. You can seat your airbag to the side here, and then like I said, you got those couple connectors right here. So I'm gonna take those off, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, so all right, so I did get that disconnected off. Got the airbag laying over to the side. It's on the floor right now. Like I said, just had this connection right here that I had to take off. Just a spring loaded right here, so I just able to just, you just push it and pull it out. And then of course, like I said, these here is on the airbag itself. So what I did now, as I had stated before, they already marked it when they built this car here. They already marked it where it's supposed to be centered at. So if you see where the yellow's at and look like where the black is at, so it should be lining right there. But so what I'm gonna do now, I got my DeWalt right here, and got a little small extension, and then like I said, it's gonna be a 22 millimeter. So we're gonna go ahead and get the nut off real quick here. Let me make sure that this is what it is. Make sure I ain't changed it, because even though it might be 22 on one vehicle, and it could be 21 or 20 on something else. So actually, you know what, I'm glad I checked that, because see that play right there, I don't like play like that. So yeah, we're gonna get something else. So I'm glad I checked that. So won't be a 22 millimeter after all then in this case here. So let me find out. Let's see what else we got here to make that work. So let's see what we got here. So we got a 21. So we're gonna try 21. We'll see if that works here. And just for kicks, let me see, that's a 19. So we'll try 21 and see what we get right here. See if 21 will cut it. I think 21 might be the winner. Let's see. Is 21 gonna be it? Oh yeah. See, that's nice and tight right there. So disregard what I said the first time about 22. So it was 21. So it's always good to verify and check that. Yeah, because what had happened is 22 would have turned it, but what could have happened, it probably would have rounded off this nut right here. And so if you ever had to take the steering wheel off again for any reason, and if you round this nut off, you could be in big trouble. So it's always good to just kind of check that out. 22 might have been good for maybe like 2012 and 13 models, but who like 14 look like they changed that. So it's going to be a 21 millimeter. So I'll make sure I updated that in the description when I get ready to upload this video later on. So let me go ahead and put this on. It's gonna get a little noisy. And just like that, it's off. So let's see if I can get the steering wheel off. See if I don't need a steering wheel puller. Hopefully I don't need them. I don't really like using steering wheel pullers too much, because if you have to use them too much, then what can happen is sometimes that can strip out these little, it look like it's got two little thread areas right here where you just use it there, and then you put it right in the center, and then just pull the steering wheel out. So hopefully I might be able to get the steering wheel off without using that. So so we're gonna do this here. Let's see if I can get it off. Yeah, I'm probably going to use the steering wheel pull on this one here, because it's on there pretty good. I could probably get this off here, probably the older way. So I'm going to try that first. And if I don't, then I'll just go ahead and just use this, use a puller on it. So let me put this nut on here so I don't get out here and pull it when I get ready to pull it. This thing here You can't get these off this way here. I had to pull it off my Suburban that same way because I had these things stripped out right here. So you can't get these off right here. It does take a little bit of force, but if you ever have to take a steering wheel off this way here, they do get stubborn. And like I said, you know, just be patient. The main thing is, because you want to put this nut back on here, because if you don't put this nut on here and you get ready to pull it, it's gonna pull out with so much force you can knock yourself out, or you know, you can break your nose or something like that. Hopefully that don't ever happen to nobody, but yeah, you want to do that here. And now what I'm gonna try to do is just try to go ahead and just work it. Oh, see, it came off like that. I didn't have to do it. Okay, I didn't put much force to it, so that was easy. I had to use the steering wheel puller after all, so that was even better than that. I love that. So that works. So let's get this nut off of here. Get my big hand out the way. That to the side. Pull the steering wheel off. Boom and done. That's it. So what I'm going to have to do right here, so that's where the Phillips screwdriver comes into play right here. So what I gotta do, I gotta take all the little trim off of here. So just these two nuts, these two screws right here, take these off, and then I'll get this Clockspring out of here, and then that'll be it. So so what I'm gonna do here, let me grab a Phillips real quick here. I think I got one nearby. Let's see, I got one right here. So what'll help out too, there's always different sizes of your Phillips right here. So as you see it right here, you know it's kind of turning, it's not really biting. So I'm using one with a little larger head on it, so you see it kind of just give you a good comparison of that. So we'll go ahead and use this here. You see how easy it's turning now? So it's biting, it's just turning. And one screw here. Then we're gonna turn this one. Get that last screw out of there. All right. Sit these two screws on the floor. And then this should just come right up. Should just separate right up in here. So I think it's gonna be, might have to use like a flathead or something like this here to probably just get up in this little area here. So I don't want to put it into the wrong area and break this here. Don't want to break trims and stuff because that's not fun at all. So let's see if it's another one up under here. Yeah, it's actually one right here too. So so I got to get underneath the car, underneath the column, not underneath the car, but underneath the column area right here, and pull this off here. So let's grab that same Phillips here, and we're gonna pull it off right here. So we got one, so we got a screw right here. So is this one right over here? So if you see right here where my hand is at, let's see if I can focus on that. So you see right here, that's the last one. I know it was another one up under here. So we're gonna go ahead and back up some. Yeah, so I'm gonna get that screw off of here, and this trim should come right off. Okay, so that's the last screw. Now this thing should just come right off of here. Yeah, I'm not taking all this off here. It must be like another little area right here. What I do is just pry it a little opening right here, and it should just pry open. So let me get this figured out here, and I'll be back in a couple minutes. So shut that off. Okay, all right, I'm back. So yeah, I had to figure this out real quick here. So what you got to do is, what you have to do is once you get those two Phillips screws out of here, you know, one on each side, and then the one that's underneath the neck of this here. And what you're gonna do, how to get this off, you just kind of push. You're gonna kind of push it this here. You'll push this here, and then it just comes off just like that. So so yeah, that way, you know, so the reason for doing that is so you can have access to this Clockspring right here. So so yeah, that's how that's gonna go right here. So what I'll do is I'm gonna go ahead and I'll update it in a couple seconds here on how to take this off. You won't need any tools or anything like that because it's just on with clips, so you could just really just get away with a small flathead screwdriver. So give me a few minutes, I'll be back in a few to update it. Okay, all right, so I'm back again. And so I'm gonna go ahead and take this old Clockspring off here. And it looked like, from what I see of it, it looked like it's just held down with like three little plastic type retainers right here. So look like it's gonna be one right here. Look like it's gonna be one at the top right here. So it look like they just peel this back a little bit, and then there's one down here. So so I'm gonna assume, I'm taking it that this one at the top is gonna probably be the easiest one to pop out first. So let me move this out the way a little bit here. I'll probably just take this all the way out. No, I ain't gonna take it out. I'll leave it there. So yeah, so what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna get the screwdriver back here a little bit and just pry it open. And then, like I said, I'm gonna come down here and just hit this little retainer right here. And then just gonna pry it just a little bit, just enough so I can just get it to move a little bit. And then, like I said, this last one right here, where I got the screwdriver at, I'm gonna hit that down. And then, like I said, after that, then this here should come right on out of there. Let's see. Okay, so it looked like it's connected in the back here. So I might need to take this down a little bit here. So just got one little wire harness connected back here, right there. So I think either I'm gonna have to use a screwdriver or something. Let me see if I can even get this here. I might be able to get that with one finger. So I'm gonna try to hold the phone and see if I can do both. Let's see here. You know what? Probably do better this way here. Here you go. So right here where my fingers at right here. So here we go. Just push that down. So we're gonna take the same little flathead screwdriver or flat blade, however you want to call it. Or push it in. Then you're just gonna push out. You know, you should just be able to push it in and then just pull it down. Then that should be able to get this out of here. So there you go. And that'll just come out like this. And then yeah, you got the other connectors here. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna have to put the phone down real quick and just kind of show you what I'm taking off from here. So I'm gonna be able to hold it both. So let me see. I might be able to get it. Hold on, let me get my stand here. Let's see if I can get it here. Hold on 1 second. All right. Okay, so we got one here. Let's see. Maybe I'll pull this off here so I can see what I'm doing. But yeah, this is probably one of the easiest clock springs I've done yet here. I ain't gonna even say a lot to you here. It's really a cakewalk right here. So look like you got, I remember somebody had mentioned about this here too. They said that this, so you got this two, so you got two of these things right here. Let's see here. So you got this yellow one right here, and you're gonna have that white one right there. So I gotta get these both off here. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and put the camera down, unfortunately, here, and I'll just update as I get it off. Okay, so what I did was, so yeah, these so the back of this clock screen right here is these last two connectors that was right there. So you got a white one right here. So you got one, look like you just push it in and then it just slide out. And then this one right here, this is a little bit different. So what you have to do is with this one, you just take like a little flathead screwdriver. Take your flathead right here, just try to hold this. So what you got to do, this actually have to slide up. So you're just gonna take this here. Either if you can get your fingers through here, if you don't have big fingers and big fingers and hands like I have, you might be able to get this back here. And then what you're doing is you're just sliding this back. So I'm trying. Let me see if I can do this here. See if I can hold this real quick here, so I can kind of show you how that has to go. So it's gonna go like this here. Okay, so as I was showing before on the yellow plug back here, so you see it right here. This is actually it's actually like a slider. Hold on 1 second. See if I can get it focused. Okay, there we go. All right, so yeah, this one right here, yeah, so this one here just slides up. So you know this connect there, you have to slide this up. It's spring loaded, so you just push it up as such right there. See how it's making that little room? I don't know if you can see it that way. I'm trying to make it zoom in a little better. Yeah, so you just push it up. push it up, and then you just pull it out. So that's how that works right there. So so yeah, this is the old one right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and install the new one. And like I said, as I showed before, it showed on here that you turn it right, a full one-time turn, one time, and then you turn it back 2.9. But I don't think I have to do that because it's already kind of got like a locking tab in here. So I may be able to put this right in with no problem without it, without moving it until I get it in there. So I'm gonna try it that way first and see if I don't have to, center it or whatever. Hopefully it just go in. I don't have to do the, full right full turn and then turn it 2.9, basically three turns or whatever. So so I'm gonna go ahead and sit this in here. So let's go ahead and get this plugged in here at the bottom. All right, hold on 1 second. So we'll get this one here plugged in here. Okay, snaps in that way. Then we're gonna take this white one. And then this one here just gonna go right in this way here. I'll snap that in right here. Snaps in that way. Take a clock spring, put this up in here as such. Just go that way right here. Push it in, just snaps in just like that. So that's all it does right here. So yeah, that was kind of a tricky to try to hold this, try to hold the camera and trying to, demonstrate this here. But yeah, look like I won't have to do anything. So I won't take this off until I get the last plug in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and button this up, and I will update you once I get everything back together. Okay, all right, so got the clock spring in, got the connectors in. So now I'm just plugging this last little connector right here, my finger's at. And so everything pretty much is going to be reverse of everything what I had to take off. So I'm just going to put this column around here. So this here, like I said, this here just snaps in place right here. So we're just going to put that up there. Take this top part, snap it down. Let's see if I can get it. Try and get it, see if it'll work with me here. Hold on 1 second. So see, will I be able to get it? Let's see. Can I get it? Will I get it? Okay. Okay, so I got that back around here. So I'm gonna use the put these 3 Phillips screws back in place. So you got, remember, you have one right here, and you got one right here. You can tighten these down first, and then you're gonna get that last one at the bottom. It's gonna be your last one. So let's get this screwed in real quick here. Now, I could have went on and just used some, I got a, electric, a cordless screwdriver. I could have just went on and just did it this way here and been zipped, just a couple zips and been done with it. But everybody may not have power tools like that. So I'm just want to just show you the regular way. Only thing I didn't show the regular way was taking off the steering wheel. So, so yeah, I'm just doing it this way here because everybody may not have like a, like a little impact, impact tool or anything like that. So you might have to resort to using, just hand tools, and which is fine too. You can't use hand tools to get this off. So that's it. Got that tightened down. So now I got to get, so like I said, now we got this last screw at the bottom. So you got one right up under here. And I'm gonna put the phone down real quick here, the camera, and get up underneath the car so I can show you the last one as I showed before as I took it off. So I'm gonna put this down real quick. Alright, sorry about that. I had to get my hand out the way. So, you see it right here. That's your last screw. So I'm just screwing that in here. Tighten that down. And then after that, I can put the steering wheel back on. Almost there. All right, so that's good and tight. Okay, so I'm done down there. So I got the three Phillips screws in here. One on the left, one on the right, and then that last one at the bottom that had to get tightened up. So all this is back up here. So now I can go ahead and put the steering wheel back in place, tighten it down, and then we should be good to go. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna have to put the phone down, unfortunately. So I'm gonna hook everything back up, get the steering wheel back on, and reset it. Hopefully we don't have no airbag hole no more. So I'll be back with an update. All right, so I'm back. Got the steering wheel on here. I don't have it locked down in place yet because what I had to do, I had to hook up this last connector right here. And these two connectors here, this goes to the airbag. So what I wanted to point it out was, which I did like what Hyundai did do when they built this car here. They did put like a, somewhat of a kind of like of a alignment mark right here, which does kind of somewhat lines the steering wheel up in here when you're putting this together. So so one thing I also want to point out is too, if you don't have an impact tool and you're taking off this nut to get the steering wheel off or whatever, and you're doing this by hand tools here, what you're gonna need is, like I said before, it's not gonna be a 22 millimeter, it's gonna be a 21 for this nut right here. So it's gonna take a 21 millimeter for this here to do that. And like I said, you will need like a real nice breaker bar, because what I did notice is this car here has electric steering on here. Some vehicles have like a steering wheel lock on it, and you have some that doesn't. But see, this one here, it don't have a steering wheel lock on it at all. So so when you're doing this by hand, you're gonna need like a real big breaker bar, or like maybe like a big wrench or something like this here, because as you turn it by hand, because this nut has so much force on it. So like I said, if you're turning this thing here, you're gonna be turning the wheel. So you need something that you're gonna be able to hold, like something right here, and doing it that way. Or like I said, if you have like an extra hand or something like this here, maybe someone who can help you out, that'll help out a lot. But most of the time, people, like if you take this to the dealer, they mostly just use like a impact gun or something, what I'm using here. So I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I got that right. So it's turning this way here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on here, tighten it down, and then that's it. So that's it. So now that's on here, and I ain't got to worry about it now. So that's on there. So now I can go ahead and put the airbag connectors back on, and put this airbag in place, tighten it down. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're gonna take this one connector here. So remember, these go color match right here. So you can go green. So you can go to light blue or light green, however color you want to call it. So you can go from light blue to blue, light blue to light blue, and then yellow to yellow. So let's go ahead and do this here. I'm trying to hold it as I do this. So let's see if I can get this right. Let's get that a little closer, shall we? All right, so we're gonna go this way here. Put that upside down as such. You're gonna push it down so it snaps in that way, and then you're gonna go and do it the same way as it's here. Let's see, so you're gonna get that right here, and then what you'll do, you'll push that down, and then as you get, because what happens is when you push this down, it's gonna kind of make like a little lock snap noise, and then you just push that orange buttons down right here. So now you got everything hooked back up. And then what you'll do then you take the remaining part of your harness right here that's on your airbag and just kind of fish this through here, because I took this off. So I took it off so so I have a little bit more room. Sorry about my hands and fingers being in the way, but I hope you're kind of getting the concept of what I'm doing. Let's see here. See if I can get it. See if I can finagle this in here. All right, hold on. Okay. All right, so that's what I was doing right there. So I just put the rest of the harness up in this little retainer, wire harness retainer, how it was. And like I said, lastly is, like I said, just got to put those 5mm captive nuts. They're still inside the steering wheel, so you don't have to take those all the way out. So they, you just get them loose so far, and they stay in there. They do come out, but you don't have to take them out. So that's the reason for that. So I didn't have to really pull those all the way out of there. So just make sure that's snapped in place, which it is. And gonna turn this here, put this right here, put that back in there, and voila, that's it. So that's it. I'm gonna tighten this up here with the Allen key, what I used earlier. And so that's the install. So that's how it goes. So that's how it's gonna look right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut the camera off real quick, because I gotta get down on my knees and tighten those 2 5mm Allen keys, the ones I showed on the side over there, as I showed earlier part of this video. And I will be back once it's time to clear the codes, and hopefully the codes will clear out and we won't have no airbag code anymore, no airbag light. So one of the other things I want to point out also too, if you have an airbag light on in your car and you get into an accident, God forbids, your airbags most likely will not deactivate. So just keep that in mind. I know some people, love the airbags, and got some people that can do without them. I mean, you got to remember, like when they was making cars back in the day, 50s, 60s, 70s, and I think 70s, I think like 74, 75 or something like that, GM, they were doing airbags, and in the big full-size cars back in the day, the big Cadillac DeVille's, Fleetwoods, Oldsmobile 98s, 88s, Buick Electras, LeSabres, and so on. So, and then that wasn't a popular option at the time. It was a very expensive option, so they didn't do too well with that, so they kind of end up canceling that. And then right around about 90, 91, they start kind of bringing the airbags in. They start making them kind of standard across the board now. So some people like them, some don't. I can do without. Like I said, I wear a seatbelt anyway, so I'm not that cool to not wear a seatbelt. So, but anyway, so I did keep rambling on. So let me go ahead and get this airbag tightened up here, and I will update you once I get everything lit up, and hopefully we don't have any airbag code on. All right, so this is the final part of the video here. I got everything hooked up, so now I need to go ahead and clear the code, and hopefully this Foxwell NT630 Plus, hopefully to go ahead and do its job. I mean, even though I'd updated it, it does a smart VIN, as I showed earlier in the beginning. So we're gonna go ahead and gonna clear the code and see what happens is from here. So I'm gonna confirm the VIN as it's showing right here, which it is. Then we're gonna go to airbag, and it's probably gonna pull up the same code on here. So which it should pull up the same thing as it did earlier. So it shouldn't be any other code on it. So saying please wait, so it's showing up the history, so that lets me know that this is no longer here, so it lets me know it's corrected itself. So we're gonna go ahead and clear the code out now, hopefully go ahead and do it. Okay, ignition on and not running, which it is. So we're gonna hit OK. Okay, so we're gonna clear that out. Okay, so it's saying code is clear, so we're gonna hit F3 again. Okay, let's go ahead and back out. Okay, so let's see what happens. So let's go ahead and disconnect it. Oh, okay, there you go. Okay, so it cleared it out. Okay, so there you go. So it did do its job. So it cleared it all the way out. So there's no longer no airbag code on here. I missed that. And man, I hate that I did that. So let's go ahead and shut it off. So I'm gonna go ahead and go and start it up. Got it started up. And the airbag light should be off. There you go. So now it's on, it's off. So yeah, this was it. So this wasn't a bad project at all. This thing took me like a little less than an hour right here. And like I said, I'm not discrediting any dealers, anything like that, because I know that the car dealerships, they have a bunch of overhead, and I get it. But they wanted $420 to do the same repair that I did, and it took me about an hour to do it. And like I said, I've done these before. This is the first time I did it on a Hyundai vehicle, but this was very easy. It was actually easy on this car here, on this 2014 Azera, than it was on my old 98 Chevy Suburban over there, because that was a pain in the butt. I ain't gonna even say a lot to you right there. So But yeah, like I said, as I showed it before, like as I showed before when I was back here showing you about the parts and stuff on here. Let me go back here to the box and get the old part here. Okay, so I'm back here. So yeah, this is the old Clockspring right here. So this is the one that was original to the car. And yeah, so this is it. You only got like 7-8 years off of it. That's crazy that these parts don't last that long on here like they used to no more. But like I said, yeah, but one of the things that I do, that I will give you a piece of advice on, like I said, that is a part number right here, even though it says key on it. It's the same exact part on here, but if you look down here, you can see the I don't know if you can see it, but let me see if I can get a little better light. So you can see the Kia symbol, and there's a Hyundai symbol right there too. So I'll let you know they share some of the same parts. So that's it right there. But yeah, when you're looking for your parts, just you know, like I said, don't hurt to look online. Just confirm it a couple times. Like I said, this was very VIN specific, so everything is good now. Like I said, there's no airbag light on no more, so now I get airbags working again. So I'm not trying to get into a car accident with this car. But anyway, I'm done rambling on for the day. If you got any comments, anything like that, please feel free to reach out to me. I answer all questions. I take all criticism, good or bad. Like I said, if you haven't done so already, I think I mentioned it before. If you haven't done so, just take a minute. Hey, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family members, whatever. Hey, give us, you know, just take a couple seconds, click like and subscribe on the channel, man. I really appreciate the support. I'm gonna go ahead, let it run, make sure it's doing what it's supposed to do, and I'm out of here. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of the day. Mr. Law Jones is signing off. Y'all take care. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.